Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Justin, and we're here with Chuckle with the guys, and I'm here with the guys. It's Ross and Nikos. What's going on, guys? How was your Memorial Day?
Not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I sort of kicked around the house, went and ate a little bit, and actually went to a nice steakhouse this weekend. So that's pretty
Where'd you go? Did you
pleasant.
go to Crawford's?
We did go to Crawford's. Here's the thing: their cheapest steak starts at $98.
They're
So
cheapest.
their cheapest steak, I think there might be one that's like 70, but so I didn't end up getting the steak. Long story short, and I actually regret it. But the thing is, my old lady, she didn't want a steak, so I ended up getting duck. The duck was fine, but the reason we went to a steakhouse is because beef is so expensive now. We was like, well, if we're gonna spend, we might as well go get something we're gonna love. But we ended up not even getting any steak, but we did get steak tartare, which is delicious if you've never had it. But so yeah, I ended up getting the duck. I can't remember which. Oh, I think she got lamb chops, but it was good. It was pleasant. Other than that, sort of just kicked it around the house. Took a lot of naps from the rain. So yeah. How about you? What'd you get into?
I had kind of a miserable weekend.
Nice.
Went to the NASCAR races, but because it rained, we really didn't get to see like a ton. Sunday was the best day for racing, but because we also thought that it was going to rain and no forecast had sun in it, the sun came out and the clouds parted and we all got sunburned. And then the track like kicked everyone out and wouldn't let everyone come back in. So they were going to open the gates at 2:30 because they had a race that morning because of a race that got rained out on Friday. So long story short, we went to this race and then they had to kick everyone out. But they weren't going to let us back in until 2:30. But all the food and the drink and the shade is on the inside. So we just had to stand around for 2.5 hours in the sun with nothing to eat or drink.
You know
It
what?
was,
Based on the NASCAR fan base, you think they give you guys more shade?
no,
Yeah.
for real. Like, I know that I'm probably fitter than the average NASCAR fan. And even I was hurting a little bit. But yeah, it was kind of miserable. But I kind of got a little drunk on Friday night.
Ooh.
Yeah, I kind of have a little drinking story. So Friday night we went to my girlfriend's dad's place. They live in this neighborhood for like older people, senior citizens, like for a better word.
Villages.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's the Villages like in South Carolina. So they live in like one of those communities. Which honestly, like, is pretty cool. Like, I think I would like to live in something like that, but I don't know if I would want to be as friendly with everyone. Like, I kind of like the idea of the neighborhood, but I wouldn't want to like participate in the neighborhood. If that
You're
kind
talking
of
about
makes
swinging
sense.
events?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's it exactly. Like, it seems like a perfect place for swingers and these are my ideas of like what I have about these
You see
places.
any pineapples on doors?
Yeah, my old neighborhood. I know I got a pineapple. But yeah, so I'm there, and apparently her stepmom, one of her hobbies is drinking, it seems, and so she makes this a drink. It was Southern Comfort and something called bitter milk, which I'd never heard of before, but it's Southern Comfort, bitter milk, and like a lemon slice. And she's drinking this thing, and she's like, "Hey, would you want one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And so I drank one of these things, and it was really good. I mean, it was really smooth. Didn't burn, tasted like sweet tea. You know what I mean? It was just really,
Nice,
really
yeah.
good. And yeah, I drink it. And then she's like, "Hey, do you want another one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why not? You know, sure." We're sitting there talking. We're just having fun. And then I drank that one. And then, "Hey, would you like another one?" "Yeah, sure. Why not?" So I had 3 of these things and they're just going down so easy.
Yeah.
And then, so next thing I know, like I'm sitting there on the couch, and I know that I'm a little drunk and a little tipsy because I'm like telling stories, and I'm kind of like I'm giggling a lot, and I'm laughing a lot, and I'm just kind of being real loose, real animated. So I know that like it's affecting me, but I don't think anything of it. Like it just feels normal. And then dinner's ready, and so we have to get up and go to the table. And this is when the problems begin because like as I'm sitting there on the couch, like everything's good. But when I go to stand up, it felt like the ceiling hit me right in the head. Like
Yeah.
it just felt like the whole house caved in around me.
The equilibrium's gone.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. And I was like, holy shit. And so I told the girlfriend, because I was like, there's no way I'm getting to the table. There's no way I can eat. There's no way I can eat dinner, right? We're having chicken cacciatore or whatever. And so I'm like,
That's a disgusting thing to look at when you're drunk.
right.
I actually don't know what that is.
Isn't it like a creamy pasta?
It is. It's like chicken, pizza, pasta sauce, noodles, very
Ugh.
heavy. Not something you want to eat when you've had 3 like liquors. So I'm like, hey, to the girlfriend, I'm like, hey, I'm just going to go to the bathroom really quick. I just need like 5 minutes, right? I just need 5 minutes. Just need to be put on the bench a little bit. You know what I mean? Just get things back together. So I somehow make it to the bathroom. Now that's a miracle on its own, but I make it to the guest bathroom and I'm like holding on to the sink for dear life because it feels like I'm on this ship in the ocean. And I remember like looking at myself in the mirror and being like, you got this, dude. We've been here before.
And just talking to yourself.
Yeah. I'm like,
rallying
hey,
the troops a little bit.
Yeah. Like, hey, we're going to be cool. We're going to get this together. We're going to shape up. We're going to go out there.
Yeah.
We're going to crush dinner. Everything's going to be fine. Yeah. This is all fun. Nothing's wrong here. And I don't remember why, but I do remember this detail. I had the sink running and I don't even know why, but I remember just turning on the water and just listening to the water.
I guess maybe like kind of like peaceful, like
soothing.
A waterfall.
Soothing. So I'm like, all right, we're all good. And then next thing I know, I start like, you know what? I just need to get on my knees real quick. So I lower myself down, still holding on to the sink for dear life, lower myself down, and I'm on my like knees and I'm just kind of like chins resting on the sink, still looking at the water. And I'm like, everything.
Could you see yourself in the mirror
Yeah.
with your chin on the sink?
No.
So that'd be hilarious. Just like the top part of your head, just staring at yourself.
There's nothing worse than being like drunk or like just inebriated beyond belief and looking at yourself in the mirror. Every pore is wide open. It just is like an Elric drawing or something. It's just
I know, dude.
It's awful.
Like even when I was looking at myself in the mirror before I decided to get on my knees, like I was like, man, I look weird. Anyway, so I'm there, and then I'm like, man, like I just need to get a little lower, just a little lower, get to the bottom of the boat. And so I get on my like hands and knees and like low crawl over to the toilet, and I climb up onto the toilet, and I got my hands on the sides, and I'm like, we're all good here. We're all good. We're just gonna rest here for just a little bit. And then it opens up, man. It opens up, and I just start throwing up into that toilet. And to be honest with you, I was never happier in my life than to just do that, because I knew at that point I was like, man, this is good. This is good. Only good things can come of this, right? So I'm throwing up and I'm doing all of that, flush the toilet. And then this is where I went through a wormhole because time skipped. And for me, it was no more than 5 minutes. For the rest of the world, it was like an hour because I hear a tap at the door and it's the girlfriend going like, hey, are you okay in there? And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm about to come out. Like,
I'm just hanging out.
I'm good. But I also remember like when I opened my eyes and was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm about to come out. Like I was laying on the floor.
Jesus.
And that's when I realized, that's when she was like, okay, I just wanted to check on you because it's been an hour.
My God.
I was like, oh my God. So
I'd have
because
been so
that,
confused.
I know. So because that I missed dinner and because that her folks are old, they went to bed.
Wow.
And this is like not even 7:00 at night. They're already asleep.
You're already wasted.
Yeah. And
that
so
actually probably is for the best, because that I have to imagine that'd have been so awkward. Like stumbling to the dinner table, everyone staring at you.
Yeah, no. It was super awkward the next morning because I come out and then her stepmom starts like heckling me and kind of like teasing me about not being able to hold my liquor and that she can. I was drank under the table by like some like late 60s, early 70s-year-old woman, but
jeez.
The drinks were just so good and they were just, I don't know, they were so smooth that you didn't even realize what was going on until it was too late. But yeah. I ended up spending the rest of the night laying in bed watching Psych, and then around, I don't know, close to midnight, I got hungry, so I actually got up and finished off that chicken cacciatore.
Did you eat it cold, or did you at least warm it up?
No, I put it in the girlfriend put it in the microwave and warmed it up for me a little bit, and then I downed that whole thing. I ate that whole thing.
Is that a good like hangover cure?
It was really good. It was really good. Very good chicken. The sauce was good. The pasta. Yeah, I think the heavy carb like absorbed the rest of it.
Yeah.
But the next morning I got up and I felt great, actually. I didn't have any like residual feelings, no hangover. I just felt my pride got hurt that I got beat that badly at drinking.
Jeez.
That was the only thing that sucked. But yeah, I got up and then carried on with trying to watch racing the rest of the weekend.
Well,
I haven't been that drunk. I've gotten tipsy, obviously. Ross has seen that.
Yeah.
But I haven't been like vomiting drunk since I was probably like 22 years old.
Mm.
I actually
Oh.
remember one night Ross getting Super Smash when we were like 21 years old.
Yeah, I remember that too.
You wanna-
I remember some of that, I guess I should say.
What were y'all drinking? Y'all drinking Natties?
It was a
High
made-up
Lifes?
drink.
It was a made-up
Really?
drink, yeah.
Ooh.
We knew this guy. He was a Marine, and he had just come back from boot camp. And I think you know how like when you come back from boot camp, you have like a week or two before they send you off to
your unit. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was home during that transition, and he brought over he used every liquor that we had available, and he made this thing called the Van Dusenator, I think is what it was.
That's what he called it.
Yeah,
Named it after himself.
He named it after himself.
Yeah, he wanted. I don't remember what it was he wanted to make, but there was something he wanted to make, and we didn't have the right stuff for it. So he was like, screw it. We'll just throw in a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And it was probably like 5 or 6 different drinks.
Did it taste okay?
I don't remember it tasting great, but I don't remember it tasting horrible.
Yeah, I think I didn't have as many as you did.
I think I drank like 7 of them.
Well, sounds like you liked it, Ross.
Because it was also
free?
New Year. Well, it was free, yeah, but it was New Year's, right? So everyone was kind of like partying a little bit, staying up late.
That's right. We were up playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
And I remember just looking over and seeing this, like, Ross's head was kind of bent to the right and angled downward, and he had this like crazy smile on his face.
Good times, man. Yeah, I remember that was also the first time I'd ever really drank, because I didn't really like party or anything as a teenager.
You made up for it that night.
Yeah, and I turned 21 like down here in North Carolina, and I didn't know anybody. So that was around the first time that I was like hanging out with people and drinking.
Well, I tell you what, I made a lot of awful decisions while drinking.
Yeah.
And actually, since Justin told this story, I remember the first time I got drunk, as they say. But when my sister like graduated high school, so I'm like a year and a half younger than her. So I was probably 16. So there was like a party house. Everyone went over there for the after party, late at night. And actually, it was because our county, Alamance County isn't that big, so a lot of people from across the county knew each other. So a lot of people were there. And I remember the night started, like, there was a corner store. And mind you, when I was 16, I looked like a 12-year-old. But we went to the corner store, and I remember buying a bottle of fucking Mad Dog. Like, they didn't cart me or anything. And yeah, like I said, I just walked in, I grabbed it. I was waiting for the guy to say, "What the fuck are you doing?" He was like, "All right, it's $6." So I was like, "Cool, fuck it." So we bought it. We go back to the house. I don't even think I drank that at all. I walk into the house, the girl's house, or the girl who lived there. She was like, "Oh, Nikos, you're here," and she was like, "Oh, we got a bottle of we call it Erkin Jerk. I don't know if you've ever seen E&J. It's like a brown liquor. Anyways, it tastes terrible. It's like a brandy or something. It tastes like fucking rubbing alcohol." I was like, shit, I'm out. My sister graduated. Mind you, my sister wasn't even there. But I was like, fuck it. My sister graduated. I might as well celebrate, right? Yeah, I'm going to celebrate on her behalf. She's not here. I'm going to drink for her. I'm going to party for her. So I started one drink. And then, like, the rest of the night, I don't know how many drinks I truly don't know. But I remember at some point, I was so drunk. I guess a girl heard me. She heard me tell her my name was Rico. And so the rest of the night, all my friends just kept calling me Rico the Wino.
That's good.
And I was just like walking around, like I was like drunk, like mind you, you get a little sip when you're a kid here and there. Oh, here's a little sip of beer or whatever. But this is like the first time I was actually drunk. And I just remember like going around, and at some point I do remember just like hugging people. Like I was one of those people. I was walking up, just hugging, having conversations with everyone. I remember at some point doing push-ups against someone. We had a push-up competition. And anyways, I was just drunk. And eventually we go to Waffle House. I remember that. Everything's sort of a haze from here though. I remember going to Waffle House. I remember a lady coming and taking the silverware off of our table because she got her food, but they didn't give her silverware. But we had silverware, but no plates. So, mind you, this is like a grown woman. I did not know her. So she was like she had to be in her late 20s, early 30s, because this was like after club time. She comes and grabs the shit off our table. I just like, what the fuck? And like, that's sort of where everything goes hazy. And then I remember sort of like fading in and fading out in the back of my friend's car, or it was like his mom's car. He didn't have his own car. So it was like me. So he had graduated that year, and then another one of my friends was there. So it was like 3 of us in the car. And I just remember in the backseat, like fading out. And like, as you're driving, you see the street lights, like sort of like go in and out. And like, that's where sort of would wake me up. And then I just like throw up all over the back of the car. And obviously I threw up all over myself. But before we go home, we have to go clean the car. So go to the drive-thru or whatever, clean out the car. He tries to clean it out as best as we could. I I go in the back door. I remember getting to my house. I took my pants off in the backyard because I was 17. I shouldn't have been drinking anyways, and I was covered in throw up. So I took my pants off in the backyard. I didn't remember this until the next day. Took my shirt off. I just go in the house and lay in bed. And then eventually, at some point, I don't know, it had to be like noon or something. I don't even know where my mom was. So maybe she had to work that Saturday. She had a part-time job on the weekends at the time. And I remember my alarm going off on my cell phone. And I was like, oh shit, I got to work today. I was working at Kmart at the time. And I woke up, I couldn't find my car keys. I couldn't find my wallet. I couldn't find anything. And I couldn't remember anything. I couldn't find my pants. And I was like, what the fuck? My sister wasn't living there at the time. And I was like, what the hell happened? I didn't know what to do. And then eventually I was like, oh, shit. I looked outside and there was my fucking throw up covered pants.
Oh, they're in the yard still?
Yeah, they're in the backyard.
Oh, so that's funny. I thought you just took them off but brought them in, but I didn't know you just stripped them and left them where they lay.
I just stripped them, left them out in the backyard. Lucky no stray animals got it, you know?
Yeah.
They could have ate good. Had some Waffle House in there. But yes, I had to go out there, grab my pants, shower, still made it to work on time. Delivered one of the greatest shifts ever to Kmart.
Nice.
I think usually I didn't like cart wrangling, but I was so drunk I just wanted to be outside the whole time. So I was like, I'll just go cart wrangle so I don't have to stand in here and be drunk around everyone all day.
Yeah.
So I just like cart wrangled for like 6 or 7 hours on a Saturday. Hung out with the thing is all the cart wranglers were like the high school burnouts. Like they were like dudes that worked at Kmart permanently they just didn't do anything at high school except stay in Burlington and work at Kmart. So I just out there with them. They didn't care. So it's pretty, that was my first time getting drunk.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And then my friends kept calling me Rico the Wino.
Rico.
I like that. I like Rico. I had one time where I was, with Audra at one of her coworkers' house and we were all drinking. I remember we were in a jacuzzi and I drank too much too quickly. And then kind of like what you guys are saying, where I sort of like blacked out a little bit. And then I know I woke up the next morning soaking wet in another person's pants. So at some point I must have gone into the pool, got out and just changed pants, but just grabbed someone else's pants that was in the house and went to sleep.
Oh,
but I never really dried myself off. So like my hair was like soaking wet. That was a weird one. Waking up in another man's pants wet.
Were they soppy wet jeans? Were these jeans?
I can't remember. I think they were shorts.
Nothing worse than a wet denim.
A wet denim is a horrible feeling.
I don't know why I thought of this story, but I have to tell you guys this story. It's so embarrassing for me, but I gotta tell you. I don't know why I thought of this because of Ross's story, but I remember when I was young going with my mom to a barbecue at some lady at the church's house. And I remember like getting the worst like stomach ache in the world. Like I have got to shit something fierce. And I remember going into this house like, can I use your bathroom? And yeah, and so I go into the bathroom and I laid it down, dude. I mean, it is, I was kind of a fat kid too. So I know what I'm doing. I'm a pro and I lay this stuff out and then I go to flush the toilet and it won't. I broke that shit. And I remember coming out being like, Mom, we gotta go.
Did you guys leave?
I think we did. I think we left. I think I told Mom, man, I just fucked up that toilet in there. We gotta go, dude.
Oh. So that lady walked in later and was like, what the hell is this?
I can't even remember that lady's name, but I don't know why when Ross was talking about them pants, it just pulled this memory out of my ass like that. And I was like, this is so funny.
I remember that one time we went out to eat one place. Remember this, Justin? And I can't remember if we've told the story or not, but you got like real sick.
Dude, the pizza place.
It was the pizza place.
The pizza place over by WRL. I think it's called like Amedio's or something.
Yeah. And we're driving home and you're like, we got to stop. We've got to stop. And
we're coming up US Nikos to put you there. We're coming up US 1 at the Apex exit where there's that like gas station right there on the side when you come up the exit ramp on US 1.
Yeah, there used to be a McDonald's there, but I think that's gone.
But we went to that. I'm like, we got to stop in there. I don't feel good.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, like I run in there and I had it coming out both ends and I didn't know whether to sit down or kneel. I was like, I'm either going to shit on the floor or I'm going to throw up on the floor. I didn't know. So I decided to sit down. And so I threw up on the floor between my legs and had it coming out oh my God, it was horrible.
I just remember we're waiting in the car and then Justin comes like running to the car and he's like, go, go, go. We got to go. We got to get out of here. We're like, what the hell is you doing there, man? So there was some poor guy who had to clean that
I never
up.
went back to that place ever again. I could not show my face there.
Probably why they shut down.
It might be.
Might be. They were like, hey, it's easier just to sell this place and get out than to clean it.
It's a biohazard now.
I don't think I've ever had it that bad in public. I mean, there's definitely been some times where I was cutting it close. I remember when I was in Afghanistan. I used to do a security detail for like some officers, but like part of the security detail, we would have to go to the ministry. I think it's the Ministry of Education. We used to walk over there. And one day we went and they wanted to have us for lunch. Not like eat us, but they wanted to have us over for lunch. So we, they feed us like a normal, it's like chicken and some other stuff. It's actually a really good meal. Everything's delicious. But then at the end of the meal, they have like this big thing of yogurt. And the Afghan gentlemen were literally just sticking their hands in the yogurt and eating out of a shared bowl.
Ew.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Don't
Yeah.
they use something to like sop it up, or they're just scooping it with their hand?
There might have been something to sop it up. All I know is I told my commander, I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. I was like, I don't care. It's like, I'm not. They joined in. But whatever, because I'm glad I didn't, because even what we ate before, as soon as we left that place, hey, my stomach turned. And mind you, like the Ministry of Education wasn't that far from like our camp, but we still had to walk back and go through security and stuff. And I was carrying all my gear. That was like one of the first times I was like, there was a point where I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to let it go right here in the street. I don't even care. Like, I was like, I don't know if I can make it, but I did. I made it to the Porta-John, and it was a life-changing experience. And then I had like, honestly, I felt like I shit for the next 3 days. I had to like go to like the fucking medical call, like just to get like, they were giving me Imodium and I just could not stop shitting. But it was just me, like my commander and stuff, they were fine. Like, I don't know what it was, but something like just turned my stomach and
maybe the yogurt would have protected you.
Maybe.
Maybe that's why they do that.
Yeah, maybe that's part of it. They're like, this is what helps keep it from coming out.
There's something there's something in the yogurt that kills the poo bacteria or something.
Yeah.
Well, there was one other time too. I just had to piss really bad. This when I was in Iraq, we were on a convoy. We were in like the big MRAPs, the big armored vehicles. And I was like, okay, we were literally right outside the gate. I was like, I can make it. But the fucking MRAP broke down probably not even 100 yards from the camp. But the thing is, it's like such a dangerous area, we couldn't get out. And typically, if it was all men in that vehicle, I could have just pissed in a bottle. But I was in there with women, and so I couldn't, and I had to hold it for like. There was another point where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna piss myself. I'm just gonna have to do it. I don't care. But luckily, again, I made it out safe, not pissing myself. So
good stuff.
Yeah. I haven't publicly pissed myself or shit myself since I was a baby, so I'm still proud.
Yeah, thankfully it's been a long time for me too.
Yeah.
There's been some near misses for sure, but it's been a long time.
But yeah, another drunk story. So as I've gotten older, obviously it's harder to drink, right? I think I told y'all a story. We just, me and Maria, we were just here drinking in the house. I didn't even drink a lot, but I had an allergic reaction to, must have been a fruit I put in there. But I remember I woke up in the middle of the night and I felt so drunk, even though I only had like 1 or 2 drinks. And I remember going to the bathroom, I just had to piss. And then I stood up and then I heard a crash. And then I heard Maria yelling there. She's like, you okay? No, she didn't even say anything. I just yelled, I'm okay.
Even funnier.
I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, okay. And then I was like, all right, I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to wash my hands real quick. I remember washing my hands and then I heard another loud crash. And then that time, I think she had walked into the bathroom. I was laying on my face and I was like, what is this? I just remember saying, I'm okay again. I was like, I'm fine. I just fucking laying on the ground. I think I laid there for a few more minutes. Like, I'm fine. I'll get up in a minute. But yeah, that could have turned out really bad. But yeah, drinking just gets harder as you're older. Actually, so another story. This is about me being old and drinking. So all my colleagues, I work down here in Raleigh, but all my colleagues are in DC. So once or twice a year, I go up there to work with them. The thing is, like, I'm probably in the middle of the age group. There's half of them are probably like, mid to late 20s, and the other half probably late 40s. So when I go, I go hang out with my young colleagues, the guys that are in the early 30s and stuff, or late 20s. So there's always a happy hour my first night there. We started the happy hour probably about 5 o'clock. So I'm drinking, I think last time I went, we went straight into shots at 5 o'clock. And the thing is, I'm not going to let some young kid outdrink me. I'm an old war dog. So listen, these kids aren't going to outdrink me. So get a couple shots, but then like we do this well until 2 o'clock in the night. And I still have to, or 2 o'clock in the morning, I still have to work the next morning. But like towards the end of the night, I started drinking really fruity drinks. And I'm a little fat right now. And with that fatness comes acid reflux.
Ooh.
So like
Oof.
towards the end of the night, I'm just like coughing. I can't speak anymore. I can feel the acid coming up, but I'm not going to puke because I'm here with the young people. But anyways, so I make it through the night. I go home. I'm wobbling all over. I know I'm drunk. I'm wobbling all over the place. I make it to my room though, and I think I can like just lay down and fall asleep. But as soon as you lay down, the fucking acid starts coming up.
Yeah.
So let's say I get to my room about 2:30. About 4:30, I just feel like just acid and puke just come up into my throat. And I mean, I'm just like laying on my back with fucking puke in my mouth. And I had to like run to the bathroom to finish puking.
So that's how people die.
Yeah, I know. So I like puke in my mouth. And I'm just like puking and laying on the bathroom floor, hoping that it ends. And eventually it does. But then like the next day, mind you, I go to work at like 9 o'clock or 8:30. And I just like feel disgusting and sick. And I do it again the next night though. Because
wow.
You got puke and rally, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just hard. Like,
No,
I don't
it
know.
is.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is.
The old lady from Justin's story, though, is not evidence of that because she seems like she's getting stronger with age.
But I felt the same way Nikos did when he was like, I'm not going to let these young kids drink me. I'm an old war dog. I felt the same way with her. I'm like, I'm not going to let this old woman put me under a table.
She did.
Dude. I got my ass kicked. But it is right. I mean, like, that's the thing about, like, getting older. Like, I feel like drinking it's hard, man. It sucks when you get older because of the acid reflux. I mean, an acid reflux when you get older, especially with me, it's what sucks about eating. It's what sucks about drinking. It's what sucks about anything is acid reflux. I carry Tums everywhere I go.
Yeah. I keep it on the
Make sure they're on
nightstand.
board.
Sometimes in the middle of the night. The thing is, like, I wear retainers when I go to bed. So I got to take my retainers out, pop a couple Tums, and then go brush my teeth again in the middle of the night some nights just because the acid's so bad. But
Ugh, I hate
Just
it.
swallow them, man.
I usually like take like Tums before and after or something. I think is gonna be.
I feel like that's part of their slogan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like on the commercials, take it before and after.
I actually have been taking these acid reducer pills before I eat. Just because like the reflux is so bad. Now, mind you, if I lost weight, it'd be better. But yeah, this whole drinking thing, like, it's a real sign of your mortality. Like, because I remember, like, I turned 21 in Iraq. The first thing, so when I came back from Iraq, our flights got canceled. I was with like a team of 26 people, and there's a guy in the bar, and he was the first person to buy me a drink as illegal. He bought our entire unit drinks. Like, he just opened his tab, and I just drank fucking some fruity rum punch for like hours at the airport. But I was drunk in uniform at the bar. Whatever, who cares, It was a good time. And then even still, like when I came back to my unit, so I was still 21 at the time. And every Thursday, me and a couple friends of mine, we used to go to this, we called it Beer Night in America, because you could buy like a $5 pitcher of beer. This is in North Dakota. You get a $5 pitcher of beer, and we would sit there and drink all night. And then the next day, I would get up and go to PT like nothing happened. We'd all smell like beer and liquor, but man, it didn't even bother me.
Yeah, we were invincible back then, dude.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore.
They'd take me. I don't even like beer anymore. I didn't even like beer then. I just drank it because it was cheap.
Yeah.
They also had this thing in North Dakota on Fridays. I can't remember the bar, but like depending on the day of the week. So let's say a Friday fell on the 1st, you would pay 1 cent for a glass of beer. Yeah. So every Friday, that's however many cents a beer costs. So you could just sit there and get fucking wasted. And I made some terrible, terrible decisions those nights, but it was a good time.
Hey, speaking of terrible decision, you know what else I did that was a bad decision on this trip?
What's that?
So we go to the O'Reilly race on Saturday, and that race gets rained out. They run like 20 laps before the sky opens. So we saw 20 laps of racing, and then the sky opens up, and we're like, fuck it, let's get out of here. We're not going to wait around for them to dry the track off. So we leave, and we go to the hotel, and beside the hotel is a TGI Fridays. And we were like, hey, cool. We haven't eaten at a TGI Fridays since we were like 17.
Yeah.
Let's go there for dinner.
For good reason.
Yeah, for real. What a horrible thing that was. And there was many signs that were like pointing to how bad of an idea this was, and we ignored every one of them. But the parking lot was empty. The restaurant was empty. The waiter came over and seemed like confused as to why we were there. And then like even when we ordered the spinach and artichoke dip and he brought it to us, he hovered and he was like, hey, I just want to make sure that's okay because I get lots of complaints about it.
Waiting to see if you guys die.
And we were like, what? And then when the food finally came, it just wasn't any good. That place, and our waiter, and that's the thing, like our waiter would ask us, or the way our waiter would talk, it alluded to he knows that this is a bad restaurant. Because there was at one point he was like, I'm going to go check on your guys' food. I honestly don't even know what they're doing back there. And then, and then we didn't have any utensils. So when the food came out, we were like, hey, can we get some utensils? And then he was like, yeah, sure. And then he walked off. And then he comes back and he's like, hey, we didn't have any, these are clean. I promise these are clean. We just didn't have time to wrap them up in the napkin, but here's some utensils, but I promise these are clean. We're like,
that's so weird, dude. How long does it take to wrap them up?
I know. So yeah, like, I don't know. What
was your order? Like, what did you, other than artichoke dip?
So I was trying to be somewhat healthy because I had eaten this weird hamburger at the racetrack.
A weird hamburger.
Yeah, it was like first of all, it was $16. It was a cheeseburger. It was, steamed bun. You know the ones where like the cheese and the bun are already like stuck together.
Yeah, inseparable.
Yeah. And then it's got this like gray patty in between it.
I told Justin that sounded like our school cheeseburgers. Like
it was very reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, they have the condiment station beside the booth so you can put mustard, but you can't because the bun won't release because of the cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is like school. You should have got a chocolate milk to go with it.
So yeah, I'd had that. So I was trying to order what I thought would be somewhat healthy. So I just got this like al pastor taco like
You
bowl.
went too exotic, man. You went too exotic. That's your fault. You walk into a shithole, you don't go exotic. You go tenders.
Yeah, I should have just gotten a hamburger there, honestly.
Yeah.
Because how bad can they screw up a hamburger? But Nina,
it
was funny. The girlfriend got this like salad, and the salad was like delivered on a plate, and was just kind of like drowned in this like liquidy dressing. I don't know. It was really, really bad.
Ugh.
That's gross.
Was the lettuce like overly drenched to where it was just wet? Like
it was a little wet. It was a little wet.
Lettuce.
Was it all right? Whose salad's worse? Was it the one you got at our lunch facility a few months ago with that weird? Was it a weird mushroom or what did you have?
No, oh god, it was a piece of broccoli.
Yeah,
it was a piece of broccoli.
Your reaction to that broccoli was so bad it put Nikos and me off our food.
Yeah,
like we didn't want to continue eating because of your reaction.
I swear to God, that was the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. It tasted like I had bitten into, like it tasted like a bug had crawled in there and built a home in there, and I just bit into it. I had the flavor of like bug home
harvest, just
like
a roach harvest.
Yeah, like that was like the roach had laid an egg sac in the broccoli, and I just
so gross.
Ate it.
It's not. There's a chance that is what happened. With
no, that's
the
what
way
I'm saying,
that
dude.
is.
Like I feel like that's what I did. Like that broccoli was like some Bear Grylls level shit. Like that broccoli was the worst thing I'd ever tasted, and it put me off of my appetite for a week.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to the tropical smoothie like every day. Honestly.
Disgusting. I remember in middle school, I would always buy those white powdered donuts out of the vending machine at lunch. And I remember eating them, and I remember taking a bite. I was like, man, this tastes weird. Sort of tastes like Pine Sol. And I was like, that's fucking strange.
Yeah, that's strange.
Because I didn't look at them, right? I just pop them up and start popping them in my mouth. And then I actually looked at the package and I flipped it over. It was fucking green on the back of it.
Yeah.
They had fucking molded. And actually, surprisingly, I didn't get sick because I am allergic to penicillin, so I'm really shocked I didn't get sick. But I remember calling my mom. I was so disgusted by it. And so she did come pick me up, but that's probably the most disgusting thing I remember eating. I'm sure there's been something that's probably worse, but that really messed me up for a few days. I don't think I didn't eat those powdered donuts for probably I started eating them again, but I gave it a few weeks. Always checked after that.
Yeah, you know who wouldn't do that to you is Big Texas.
Man, I was a big Texas boy when I was younger. I can't do it anymore. But yeah, I used to, when I was still lean and in shape in the military, I would have like a big Texas and an orange juice for breakfast and flaming hot Cheetos. That was my breakfast.
That was when you were in shape?
That was, but the thing is, I mean, you're running a few miles a day. It's easy
That's
to
true.
stay lean, right?
Very active.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd put that big Texas in the microwave for about 15, 20 seconds. Oh, man, I was in heaven. What was
Yeah, you can get away with more stuff like that when you're in shape.
Yeah, but not anymore. But let me tell you about being inconvenienced though. Enough drinking stories. I don't know how to handle this. Actually, I mean, I'm sort of stuck in this situation. My mom messaged me a few weeks ago, actually called me. She's like, "Hey, will you take me to the airport?" She's like, "I haven't booked my flights yet, but she's like, do you mind if you take me to the airport?" I said, "Yeah, that's whatever. Yeah, I'll take my mom to the airport, right? Not a big deal." So, yes, the other day she messaged me. She's like, "Oh, I bought my flights." I was like, "Okay, well, what time you need to be at the airport?" So her flight that's leaving, not a big deal. Not a big deal for me because her flight leaves at 7:00. I was like, all right, yeah, that's not a big deal. I would rather not have to drive on 40 at 5:00 or 4:00, but whatever, I'll take you. But do you know what time she gets or she returns? What time do you think would be reasonable for someone to return and ask you for a ride?
Say around the same, 7:00.
Yeah, 7:00.
Yeah.
That's probably about as late as you want to ask someone.
I would
right?
say like
Yeah.
prime hours from, like something maybe like around lunchtime or like in the afternoon.
You'd think, right? But here's the
Anytime.
thing that makes it worse. My mom lives an hour the opposite way, so she lives near Greensboro, and I live out here by Raleigh. I'm like, but anyways, I get her return trip. She gets back at 11:00 at night.
11 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't even argue with her. I'm just like, Mom, what are you doing? She's like, oh, that was the cheapest flight. I was like, but it's 11:00. Like, who cares? Like, you're saving like $50 to come back
Yeah.
at 11:00 at night. The other thing is like her flight that's going to. She's going to visit my sister in Alabama, and her flight lands at 11 p.m. in Alabama.
so
and my sister's the most unreliable person I know. So I'm like,
do you think your mom's gonna get left at the airport?
Probably.
Dang.
And the thing is, like, my mom can't drive at night. It's not that she can drive at night. She has a license. She shouldn't drive at night is what I should say. She's fucking almost blind. She drives like Mr. Magoo. She's always like backing in and shit. Every time I go over there, she has something in the back, like a new dent on the back of her car. I'm like, what happened? She's like, oh, I hit the mailbox again. How many times you hit the mailbox? How many times you hit the mailbox?
That's funny.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
No, like I like intentionally. I remember when I came back from Alaska, it was going to be at night, and I just Ubered myself home, and I lived 3 miles from the airport. Like, I don't know if I would ask. So the airport stuff can be inconvenient. I know this guy, and he wanted me to drop him off at the airport and pick him up at the airport. But here's where things got crazy, is that, I have a hard time saying no, but I also don't like doing anything.
Yeah,
And or being responsible.
You're
for
almost there. See, I don't like doing anything, and I can say no.
No, I don't like doing anything. Like, I like being a part of things, but I don't want to be like the main like one for responsibilities when it comes to things. Like, I just don't want that. And so this guy is like, hey, can you live close to the airport? And I'm like, I do. And he's like, can I like stay in your house? Because I was moving out. And he's like, can I like stay in your house for like a week? Because, he was like working really far away. And I was like, yeah, sure. Okay. And, and that's fine. But then it becomes like, hey, why aren't there enough towels in here? Why aren't there enough dishes in here? It's like, well, I told you I was moving out. And then it's like, okay, well, can you take me to the airport? Sure. So instead of going to where I was living, I had to leave work, go to the old house, pick him up, drive him over to the airport, drop him off, and then drive to where I was living, which was further away from the airport. We had plans that night, me and the girlfriend were going to go out, only to then get called. And he's like, hey, man, my flight's been delayed, and I would rather not sit up here and wait for my plane. So can you come pick me back up and carry me back to your...
Jesus. And then presumably
take him back
like an hour or two later.
Yeah. And I was
That's
like,
crazy.
and I told him, I said, well, I'm on a date. And he goes, oh, where are you at? And I was like, oh, and he goes, well, that's not that far away. I was like, oh my God, dude. See, that's the thing. Like, I think what shocks me most about when I tell this story, or when I think about this, when I reflect on this, it shocks me that, like, I could never do that. Like, my biggest fear is, like, being inconvenient to people. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't have the balls to say, hey, can you drop me off, pick me up, carry me back? Because I don't want to sit at the airport. Can you please come get me? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, shit, man.
No,
I don't know. I feel like part of the airport experience is sitting there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of like par for the course.
Well,
jeez, I don't think I've ever had. So I had one roommate that he was a nice guy, but he sort of inconvenienced me a lot. I remember one day I left out of town for a few days. Mind you, he didn't pay rent. I let him stay with me because
it's always those.
Yeah, he was.
It's always those, dude.
He was moving. He was in the process of. We were stationed in North Dakota together, but he was in the process of going to Korea. So he gave up his apartment. He's like, "Oh, I just need to stay with you for like 3 or 4 months." Fine, whatever. And he was always just doing shit, like just always in the middle of fucking stuff. Like, how do you keep fucking stuff up? But anyways, one day I go out of town for a few days. I come back, or no, he calls me. He's like, "Hey, dude, I'm so sorry. The entire kitchen's covered in soap suds." Or there's like soap. I was like, "What happened?" He's like, "I didn't know that you couldn't put dish detergent in the dishwasher." I was like,
God, dude,
"Are you fucking serious?" So they call like mate, huh?
I would say I've done this before as well, and it does. The suds start accumulating quick, and there's like a moment of panic where it's like, this isn't right. It's too much.
I love that thought. They start accumulating quick.
He must have like left or something and let it finish. Like we had to call maintenance to come clean up the place. It was insane. And mind you, I got charged a fee for it.
Wow.
Because the damage was that bad. Anyway, so he stays with me some more, and we used to go out to the bars together, right? We would go out, hang out on the weekends, and I remember this girl coming to me. She's like, "Oh, you have a really nice apartment." I was like, "What are you talking about?" She told me, she's like, "Oh, you have a really nice room." I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Oh yeah, Milton showed me your room when I came to your apartment." I was like, "What are you?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he was just such a ridiculous person. But here's another story about him though. I remember being in the club, and this lady that was in the military with us, we all knew each other, whatever. I remember she stopped and talked to me. She's like, "Oh, who are you here with?" And I remember pointing at him. She's like, "Oh, he's cute." And then this is gonna be it's weird when I come back to this. So I didn't think nothing of it, right? Maybe a month later or two, I remember seeing her. She had a part-time job at Macy's, and I was dating someone at the time, and I remember I was going to I saw her, and I was like, "Oh, I'm just looking for a gift for my girlfriend." She's like, "Your girlfriend?" She's like, "You mean?" She's like, "Come on." She's like, "You showed me your boyfriend." I was like, "What?" I was like, "That is not my boyfriend." And then I thought back. I was like, "Oh," when she said, "Who was I here with?" She thought I was saying I was here with him like as a date.
My God.
And so this lady
funny.
thought I was gay. I was like, that is not my boyfriend.
Funny.
But she was like so convinced that I was like hiding. I was like, what are you talking? I was like, that's not my boyfriend. That's my shitty ass roommate. His last name was Milton.
Okay,
We call him Milton by our last name. Yeah.
I would say Milton's a great name for like someone who's annoying.
Yeah. For a bumbling, like annoying person, Milton is a great name.
Yeah, that's a good bumbling, annoying person. But here's the thing. When he went to Korea, he actually ended up going to Korean prison. I guess he was having drugs shipped to him at the base. And the crazy way I found out, like, it's surprising how small the world is. When I was in Afghanistan, I was talking to his stepdad. I didn't know it was a stepdad at the time. I was just happening to talk, because this guy worked for the Army and I was in the Air Force, and we were just talking. I was like, "Oh yeah, I was in Grand Forks." He's like, "Oh, you might know my," I guess he actually had to divorce his wife because he had like a really high clearance, and or he had to divorce the kid's mom. And he's like, "Oh, you might know my stepson, Milton." I was like, "Oh yeah, he was my roommate." As a matter of fact, he left his kid's fucking birth certificate at my house. So he left. He just left a bunch of junk in the spare room, including like his personal documents and his kid's birth certificate.
Jeez.
And,
Jesus.
he's like, "Yeah, he got arrested for having drugs shipped to him." He's like, "I actually had to divorce his mom just so I could keep my security clearance." I was like, "Damn."
Wow. Yeah, they don't mess around with drugs and
No, I think he got like 5 years in a Korean prison. I'm like, holy
God.
shit.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Milton.
Yeah.
Milton, man. No, it's always those, because I've had some weird roommates, but I let a friend of mine move in with me, and they were paying rent, but eventually they stopped paying rent, and I just let them continue not paying rent.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with me, but when
You're a
they
yes man.
finally, yeah, when they finally moved out, I had to go in there and clean up the room, and I was not prepared for that. Now, this person was kind of strange in the fact that like they were very private, but that's okay. That was their space, and they always had the door closed, and I didn't see the inside of that room for a year and a half. But I didn't really think anything of it. Now, I do want to say that I did pay for a maid, and I offered to have the maid clean that room for free on their behalf. Like, I was going to pay for it. I paid for the maid. But they refused, and I didn't want to push the issue. I was like, all right, that's your space. If you don't want a maid going in there and cleaning, that's fine. When I finally went in there, I was not prepared for that. Now, she had a dog, but she never let that dog really out of that room. That dog stayed in that bedroom forever in there. So when I went in, there was dog hair everywhere. And, I mean, like caked on the window seals. It was on the ceiling. There was dog hair on the ceiling. I had to sweep
a
the
furry
ceiling.
room.
Yeah, it was. And there was this weird, like, pink, powdery stuff on the walls, which I wasn't sure about.
Just a pink furry room.
I didn't know what that was about.
So weird.
But the bathroom is what I want to talk about. Because apparently, before she moved out, and I did not know this, she did not reveal this to me, that toilet had stopped working, but she continued using it. And there was this, like, film that had kind of formed over the water, and there was hair all in there. It was like a werewolf took a shit in there. I mean, it was it was crazy. It was
God. How did she use it if it was broken?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
You
I
think
don't
in
know
like
if she
the
just
middle of
wasn't
the
using
night?
like she used. Here's what I think. I think she used the bathroom in there, realized it wasn't flush, for whatever reason, didn't tell me that it was broken because I would have just gotten it fixed, and just decided to shut the lid and never use it again, but use the bathroom elsewhere.
So that's
Maybe
what I was
the
gonna say.
downstairs.
Like maybe like in the middle of the night, she like would sneak out and like go to the bathroom
Yeah,
in secret.
but I don't know, man. It was fucking crazy. It was fucking crazy cleaning that place up. But it was one of those things where like she was like, "Hey, things aren't going well at the job. Not going to be able to pay rent this month." And it was like, "All right, fine, and no big deal, and you can just get me next month." And then next month came and same deal, and it spiraled until eventually she's they're not even paying rent anymore. Damn.
People can be really shitty.
Poor Milton. Is he still in Korea? I guess not.
No, this was so long ago. I
He would've
assume
been
he's
out.
out. I don't have social media really, so I don't know where he's at. But I hope he's doing well. And
I hope he's doing well.
yeah.
Hey, real quick, have you guys been keeping up with the Lego thing? Do y'all know about the Lego thing?
Outside of what you told me, no.
This is interesting. And so I was looking at so there's this place called like Bricks and Minifigs. And I'd never heard of it before. And there's one in Cary, and I noticed that their comment section is turned off because I looked them up. But yeah, apparently there was this dude who had this like really valuable Star Wars Lego collection, and he decided to sell it, or his son decided to sell it. And he took it to this place called Bricks and Minifigs. And, they made a deal. They had a contract written up and everything that they would sell it on consignment. And then for whatever reason, those owners were like, "Hey, we have an opportunity to leave the country. We're going to do that." And then corporate sent someone down and was like, "Y'all need to get the fuck out of here. This is our inventory now. We're taking over your store." And they kicked them out of their own store.
Wow.
So those people are like, "Okay, that's weird." And they left. Well, then the guy who sold them he didn't sell them. The guy who gave them the Star Wars Lego sets on consignment hears about this, and he's like, "Hey man, I hear you're the new sheriff in town. I just want to make sure that the deal is still good." And they're like, "What deal?" And he tells them that like, "Well, I gave all of these Lego sets on consignment." And they're like, "Well, you didn't sign that deal with us. Like, we don't have that deal." And he's like, "All right, cool. Well, just give me the Lego sets back." And they're like, "No, they belong to us now." So it starts this whole
horrible.
Yeah, it starts this whole thing of this guy trying to get these Lego sets back, even reaches out to the police, and the police are, for whatever reason, they're like, "We don't care. We don't give a fuck. We're not going to help you with this.
We don't give a shit about your Lego.
We don't give a shit about your Star Wars Legos." So anyway, he reaches out to this YouTuber who I've fallen down a rabbit hole on his YouTube page. I've subscribed and everything. He's pretty cool. His name's Reckless Ben. And he does documentaries, and he's got videos where he's taken down cults, and he's taken down, shady business people and people who take advantage of people. He's a troll. He's a professional troll, and he makes these documentaries where he just makes these people's lives a living hell to try to get back at them for all the shit that they've done. Well, anyway, this guy reaches out to Reckless Ben because this is like up his alley. This is the kind of case that he takes, man. You know what I mean? And so he's like, all right, let me try to get this back. And then he basically goes to war over these Lego sets. But it is spiraled into such a big thing now because it's gone viral and he's gotten millions of views. And I don't know why. I'm watching part 2 tonight, but apparently he has had to flee the country and he's now in Mexico because there's a warrant out for his arrest.
Reckless Ben?
Because yeah,
the Lego police are on him?
yeah, apparently. But now there's all this backlash against the corporation, which is the bricks and minifigs. There's like all this backlash, and they had to put out a statement to the franchises about like, don't engage with people, don't show any emotion. If somebody brings this up, tell them you don't know the case. It did say that. It literally said do not show emotion in the document, which is why I brought that up. I thought that was
So
very
funny.
weird. That's just a very weird thing. But it was also, don't turn off your comment sections, don't engage in social media and all this stuff. So that, and when I went and looked at the Carrie one, I saw their comment section was turned off. So it looks like they are playing ball with this corporate letter that went out. But yeah, it's a fascinating story about these people. And what I guess I don't understand is what was the point of this? Because I think his Lego set was valued at $200,000, which is a good chunk of change. But they did sell a few of the Lego sets, but we're only talking about, they probably only owe this guy like $100,000 by this point, maybe less than that. They were speculating. And I just don't know why this company didn't either one, just cut him a check for how much they owed him, or just give him back the Lego sets. I don't understand why they decided to just go scorched earth with everything.
Yeah, it's pretty suspicious. I had never heard of this until just now.
It's a fascinating story. Fascinating story.
They have recently released a statement, I guess as of today, and they said they did offer him his bricks back, as they call them.
His bricks.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know that his Legos were worth that much, but either way, fuck that corporation. I'm going to be protesting outside of Bricks and Minifigs this weekend, as a matter of fact.
You're going to go up there and protest?
That's right.
Nice.
So no bricks, no peace. That's what I say.
No bricks, no peace. Yeah. I thought that was, I don't know. And I started watching another video. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Was it? Oh gosh, the McCaney or something haunted house out in Tennessee.
I had never heard of that. As you were talking, I looked at that guy's channel and I saw that he had like a series on this mansion. I don't even know anything about that mansion. I had never heard of it.
I had heard of it. So here's the thing. I had heard of it before because I always heard this place of like, oh, like it's supposed to be so scary. And the owner is like, if you can get through it, you get $20,000, but they kind of like beat the hell out of you for real. Like I knew the lore behind this, and I knew that there was a petition to have this place shut down, and I knew there was like news stories on it and this kind of thing, because it was basically like you're signing up to be tortured for fun. But it's a huge scam, and I ended up watching the videos on it and his whole like documentary series on it, and that was interesting too, because he basically takes over that guy's business from him, and gets it shut down. Because I had heard that the place got shut down, but I did not realize that he was the one who had kind of essentially caused that. So this guy's like pretty incredible, like little, I don't know what you would call him, like an underground journalist, but he's pretty interesting in the things that he's able to do and figure out. It's pretty cool. So I hope I don't know how this Lego thing is going to end, but I hope he ends up kind of taking them down a little bit too.
Yeah.
Because I definitely don't think I'm on their side. I don't think I'm going to side with the corporation on this one.
No.
Yeah. It did bum me out though when I saw that the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs was wearing a Muse t-shirt. That bummed me out.
He's just a cool guy.
Not
Real
that
chill
cool.
guy.
Not that cool. But well, anyway, guys, I think this might do it.
That's it.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, thanks for listening as always. Thanks for checking out Chuckle with the guys. We'll see you back here next week, same time. I'm Justin. This is Ross and Nikos. We'll see you later.
See ya.
Bye.